Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This one is one that was inspired by my good friend Glen from the basement, who you all know and love. Glenn just did a video recently where he was discussing his top 10 favorite country rock albums. Now, for any of you that follow my channel in any extent, you know that this is right up my alley for one of my favorite genres, country rock. I love that, Americana, but also classic rock, jangle pop. I'm in that wheelhouse. If there's the possibility of some acoustic instrumentation in it, I'm probably gonna like it. So I picked out 10 albums. Now, are they my top 10 favorite? Maybe not. They're 10 that I thought of right off the spot and grabbed them here. So I will just go through these 10. I have ranked these 10 out of the 10 that I picked, and yeah, we'll just go into it now. Number 10, it's a lot of people's number one, but probably for me it's so low because just of familiarity. I don't know it as well as others. That's the Gilded Palace of Sin by the Flying Burrito Brothers. This was the Intervention Records SACD reissue, which sounds fantastic. Of course, you have Graham Parsons, Sneaky Pete, what's his last name? Sneaky Pete Brylo. You have Chris Etheridge, Graham Parsons, and Chris Hillman. Of course, Chris Hillman and Graham Parsons broke off from the Byrds after the Sweetheart of the Rodeo album, which may or may not appear later on, and formed the Flying Burrito Brothers. This is their debut. You have great songs on here like Christine's Tune, Sin City, Do Right Woman, Wheels, Hot Burrito, just really good stuff. Great playing. Yeah, really great record. Gilded Palace of Sin. Number 9. This Glenn showed this one. He showed a few of these. He showed the last one too. This is Michael Nesmith and the First National Band's first album. It's self-titled. Oh, excuse me. No, it's not. It's Magnetic South by Michael Nesmith and the First National Band. It's the first album that he put out after leaving the Monkees. He put out a trilogy of albums within, less than a 2-year period. And, you've got the incomparable O.J. Red Roads on here. But he has some great songs on here. Calico Girlfriend is really fun. 9 Times Blue, one of my favorites. It goes right into Little Red Rider, which is really funky. Crippled Lion really shows O.J. on the the steel guitar, the pedal steel. Joanne is on here. You also have Hollywood, Beyond the Blue Horizon, really shows Michael's singing. So check out Michael Nesmith's stuff if you don't know it, past the Monkees. This is really good. All right, number 8. And it was hard for me, I think part of the reason was it was hard for me to differentiate country rock from Americana. I'm not big into genres the older I get. So some of these might, rustle some feathers. But this is number 8 for me. This is Mudcrutch. This is the side project of Tom Petty from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Mudcrutch was the high school band that Tom Petty had with his buddy Mike Campbell. Later on, Benmont Tench of the Heartbreakers joined. And you also have Tom Leadon on here, whose brother Bernie Leadon was the lead guitarist, banjo player, mandolin player for the Eagles for their first few albums. And then you also have Randall Marsh on the drums. And this was their reunion album in 2008. One of 2 albums that they did. I really could have picked them both, but I wanted to stick to one artist for this list, like one album per artist. They have some great covers on here. Shady Grove, June Apple, Lover of the Bayou, which is a Roger McGuinn song. Crystal River, 6 Days on the Road. Great covers, as well as some originals. Scare Easy, Orphan of the Storm. House of Stone is really a great closer. Just really good stuff. So check this out. Mudcrutch. Check them both out. All right, number 7. Glenn showed this one as well. This is Nashville Skyline by Bob Dylan. And yeah, what can you say? Bob Dylan at this point was kind of finding himself again, as he did many times. This was 1969. Dylan was hanging out in Nashville with a bunch of the Nashville session guys. He was hanging out with Johnny Cash, as you can see there in the middle. and did some sessions with Johnny Cash. He did the Johnny Cash show as well. Johnny Cash really brought Dylan out into the spotlight. And I know Dylan was horrified to go out there and do that show, but he killed it. You have classics on here. He does a remaking of "Girl from the North Country" as a duet with Johnny Cash. "To Be Alone with You," "I Threw It All Away," "Peggy Day," "Lay Lady Lay" was the big hit off of here. "One More Night," Tony Rice did later on. Really great stuff. "Country Pie," the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band just redid that on a Dylan tribute album that they did. Just really, really good stuff. Dylan's got that country crooner voice. He gave up smoking for a little bit to get that voice, so really cool. All right, number 6. This is probably the big wild card of the group, because, is it country rock? Is it, what is it? Is it power pop? I'm going to go with "The Rose of England" by Nick Lowe in his cowboy outfit. Nick Lowe did 2 albums with the cowboy outfit, which included, who was it? Oh my word, why can't I think of it? Well, on the background you have Huey Lewis and the News on the song "I Knew the Bride When She Used to Rock and Roll." Paul Carrick is on here. Paul Carrick, the piano player who had some solo career. He hung out with Mike and the Mechanics. He was with that group for a little bit. Just one of the best go-to session guys out there. But is it 100% country rock? No. But, I mean, you have songs on here like "She Don't Love Nobody," which was written by John Hyatt and then covered later by the Desert Rose Band, which featured Chris Hillman. "The Rose of England" has a great country guitar sound to it. "Lucky Dog" is country sounding song. "Darling Angel Eyes," the opener. "Seven Nights to Rock" is kind of rockabilly sounding. So I think this constitutes country rock. And if you don't agree, then, well, you don't agree. But really fun album. It was one of my most listened to albums last year, I'd say. All right, we're in the top 5. Number 5 here. This is the latest from Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. It's a few stars apart. Of course, Lucas Nelson's Willie's son. This album has some country elements. It's got some jangle. It's got some blues, some great acoustic sounds. Yeah, not much to say about it other than it's fantastic. One of the best albums of 2021. So, a few stars apart, Lucas Nelson. Number 4, again, another one that a lot of people might consider number 1. And actually, I was thinking he was going to be my number 1. But it's not. But, what can you do? "Sweetheart of the Rodeo." This is the album that really kind of kick-started the country rock movement in 1969. It's by the Byrds. By this point, the Byrds were Roger McGuinn and Chris Hillman. They had just picked up Graham Parsons as well. And Chris Hillman's cousin was on drums. It's country rock in the sense that it's a rock band that was playing country music. It's a pretty much straight-ahead traditional country album, a la Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, that kind of thing. The classic on here is "You Ain't Going Nowhere," the Bob Dylan cover, but you also have great Chris Hillman vocals, like on "I Am a Pilgrim." Let's see, 100 Years From Now. You have the great Graham Parsons song "Hickory Wind" on here. You also have, a cover of "Pretty Boy Floyd," which was a Roger McGuinn favorite. Just really, really good stuff. "Sweetheart of the Rodeo." Number 3, this is "Born and Raised" by John Mayer. Again, I've talked this album up so many times, I'm not going to go into it again. If you haven't listened to me by this point, you are really missing out. "Born and Raised," 2012, produced by Don Was and John Mayer. It includes contributions from Graham Nash and David Crosby. I mean, if you like Laurel Canyon 60s, music, "Born and Raised" is for you, man. Check it out. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's a fantastic record. Number 2, this is the album that's, it's the only album that's by a traditional country singer, and that's "Way Out West" by Marty Stewart and his Fabulous Superlatives. This is his most recent effort, produced by Mike Campbell. Absolutely brilliant album, one of my favorites of the last decade. You have jangle on here, you have sounds like Buck Owens, the Byrds, you have some trippy kind of psychedelic sounding cosmic music. Just fantastic. I mean, standouts on here, you have the title track "Way Out West," the best song on the album is Time Don't Wait. Yeah, some surf rock on here, like Quicksand, Torpedo. Airmail Special is a great cover. Wait for the Morning's a beautiful ballad. Check it out. Way Out West. And then number one for me, as of today, is the Wild Feathers, Greetings from the Neon Frontier. The Wild Feathers are cool. They've got 3 lead singers, and Ricky, Taylor, and Joel. They've just put out their 5th album last year called Alvarado. Just great. If you like Tom Petty, if you like the band, if you like just straight ahead rock and roll, the Wild Feathers, man. This was their 3rd album, and it's a doozy. I mean, you've got barn burners like Quitting Time, Stand By You. Then you have like a ballad, Every Morning I Quit Drinking is beautiful. Two Broken Hearts is a great song sung by Taylor Burns. So it's just a fantastic record. Please check out the Wild Feathers. Anything that they do is gold. And there you go. Glenn, I hope you enjoy this. Y'all let me know what you think about these records. I think they all fit into the country rock vein. And yeah, if anybody's watching, if Chris Prophy is watching, I would love to see him do his top 10. Anybody that's interested in it, Rich Strickler, I know likes this kind of music. Randy Nelson. So anybody that wants to jump on this thread, check it out. Thank you, Glenn, for the idea. And in the meantime, y'all be good, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.